I'm Richard Southern in the City Newsroom for a change, and that's because I'm just back from my exclusive interview with the new general manager of Uber Canada. We saw the new Uber offices at King and Dufferin, and we had a chance to ask the executives all sorts of questions, but I wanted to get to the topic of Uber's finances. It's been reported the company is hemorrhaging cash. Here's what the new CEO of the company had to say about the finances at the ride-sharing company. Forbes magazine just recently said that, reported that Uber lost $5 billion last year. They called it unprecedented and unsustainable.
Yep.
Uber's broke, isn't it?
No, I don't believe so. I think Uber is really innovating for the future.
You're not worried the company might be, running out of money?
No, I feel that our company is really well positioned to capitalize on the opportunities that it has, and we're continuing to make investments in the areas that we need to. Our Canada business, I can say, is run very healthy. It's doing very well, and it's paying for itself. It's allowing us to continue to invest in what matters here.
We're going to hear what he has to say about the massive data breach that affected hundreds of thousands of Canadian Uber users, and we'll also ask him when self-driving Ubers will hit the streets of Toronto. Next, it's the end of the line for a legendary Toronto business. The Condom Shack is closing up shop. It's been on Queen West for 25 years, but it's the end of the road for the business. We showed up there today with our cameras, and the doors were all locked up. There was a sign that read, "Yeah, we're bummed too, thanks to our customers and neighbors and community for 25 years. There's a for lease sign hanging on the door. The store is blaming high commercial rents. How many businesses have we seen go out of business now because of high rents? They're also blaming the uptick in the minimum wage. That brings us to our next story. There's a major new survey out today about just what those in Ontario think about the minimum wage increase. 62% of Ontario voters say they're in favor of $14 an hour. Forum Research found those most in favor of the wage hike were, maybe surprisingly, over the age of 65, were overwhelmingly female, and were those living here in Toronto. Those making between $20,000 and $40,000 a year, unsurprisingly, were most in favor of the hike. Progressive Conservative voters and those making between $60,000 and $100,000 a year were most likely to say the minimum wage going up is a bad idea. All right, finally, we'll end, as we often do, with some food news. Swiss food and drink giant Nestle is selling its candy business, and it's a big business indeed. And the buyer is Ferraro, the maker of Nutella. It's going to buy popular brands from Nestle that include Butterfinger, Crunch Bars, those sugary nerds, Sweet Tarts, and Fun Dip. This is a $2.8 billion deal, and Nestle probably unloading its candy because people are eating less of it. Sugary treats falling out of favor. Nestle says it's going to focus instead on higher growth areas like pet care, coffee, and infant nutrition.